Yeah, and I'm a bit fearful about that Sylvanas pick too. I don't really feel it, to be honest. I feel like Kelswitch shows that he got a really good Tychus, and I think that might have fitted the composition a little bit better. Or yeah, I don't know really. It just feels like an odd last choice of an hero for this composition. But maybe there's something they've been practicing and something we don't know. And yeah.
So it is Curse Hollow, and it's a big map, which means that we should expect to see some tower rush at the very early beginning of the game, especially if you have an Abathur that can cover like the top lane or something like that.
Prepare yourself for battle, heroes.
Yeah, and especially if the mounts have gotten slower, the tower rush should be safer. And
Alright, and let's introduce the players that we have here on the left side. Carvisjocker with Confuran on ETC, Biba on Thrall, Felix on Kerrigan, Helando on Uther, and Gunboat on Li Ming.
And on the right side, Team Tinypool with Angar on Greyman, Killswitch on Sylvanas, Krishna on Karasim, Trollbolt on Muradin, and Moho on the Abathur.
And no tower rush shenanigans, unless they plan to rush the middle tower, which I don't think they are. So, interesting choice there, not to try and get an immediate value from a tower, but okay. Their decision, their decision.
Well, oftentimes those tower rush do end up in disaster and losing one or two heroes for very minimal value. So I don't blame them not for trying it, but it's a good map to do it.
Yep, I agree. I think they should have tried it at the very least. Tried to do it. They also have the Muradin as the tank that can zone, and he's an excellent tank to zone out because he has the escape, so they can be really safe. But as it stands, of course, the game started very regularly with teams kind of trying to get some skirmish in the middle, but of course, Carvisjocker kind of split already to the top and the bottom lane, with Li Ming at the top lane and Thrall there at the bottom. Yeah. So we do have level 1 talents there. I don't think there's anything out of the ordinary. Rolling like a stone, EDC, Rolling Thunder for the Thrall, block actually for Kerrigan. What? Very interesting choice there to go with the block. Huh.
Yeah, it's not something I usually see, and it seems like there's a gank attempt on Greyman in the middle. ETC doing some great body blocks. Oh, he gets the wolf and goes away. And also, it's the Luctus. Seems like a Luctus build on the Abathur, so it's not going for the support under Muradin, but more to put pressure on the map.
Yeah, I don't mind that. I mean, I would love. I don't mind either of the decisions there to go to a hat build or Locust. I mean, either one of them is completely fine by me. By the way, a lot of pressure here on the top lane there with the Sylvanas and the Karazin there. Fantastic job by them. But as I mentioned, I wouldn't mind any. Oh, nice gank there on the Greyman in the middle there. He is very low on hit, but he does get the hit, and the combo does miss on him. Nice try by ETC and Kerrigan to get the combo on the Greyman. Will force him to Hearthstone.
Yeah, Angar and the Greyman has been a boss on dodging those combos and the skill shots coming out from Team Carvisjocker here.
Ooh. And the first tribute of the game has spawned here at the top lane. No team, by the way, has taken the Giants, which is obviously a small misplay there. They could have gotten some extra value, especially on the side of Team Tinypool, since the tribute has spawned at the top lane. So, but at the end of the day, no team took the Giants, so equal in that sense.
Yeah. It's always easy to, yeah, they should have taken that at that point, but when there's some action going on and people are fighting, so it's so easy to forget, like, yeah, 150 I have to move here, and you just focus on the fight and the rotations. Yeah. That's something people have to practice on, and
yeah. This is exactly what I want to say. It's something that you do need to practice on. It's extra value that doesn't cost much, and something you should be doing.
Yeah, indeed. The mechanics are difficult to improve. That's something that happens over time. But grabbing camps and stuff, that's just, put a note down and remember it, and you will improve your win rates.
Yep, definitely. But as it stands, we did have the first tribute. It went kind of uncontested from the side of Team Tinypool, which is kind of surprising. You do want to try and not contested, but definitely poke, definitely delay there. The problem is, however, on the side of Team Tinypool is that they don't have a lot of poke potential. They have like no poke actually. Sylvanas Greymans are not real pokes.
No, Buffer have to get a bit too close to be able to put that interrupt in, and that always puts them in a bad spot.
Yeah, they are doing their best right now with the Mutant kind of coming in from the bottom, trying to get a Stormbolt there as an interruption, but
at the same time, we've got the push going on in the bot lane now with Sylvanas too, with 2 Giants, a Greymane, and the Karasim. Doing good work on this fort right now.
Yeah, they are getting this amount of value, and actually this is going to be a fort, but we do see a rotation here from Cargocold. They will be late to save the fort, and I think they won't be able to actually get a kill there. Yeah, Team Tinypool immediately retreating, not wanting to risk it. Fantastic work by them. So yes, they did sacrifice the second. Tribute, but they got a fort for it, which is always something that's worth it, because a second tribute doesn't mean anything. No tribute means anything unless it actually gets you the curse. So we need to keep it in mind, because now we have the third tribute, which is a potential curse for Cargocold.
Yeah, and it's a good defensive position here for Cargocold, so it will be real difficult for Team Tinypool to interrupt this.
So in a nice slide by the ETC, catching 3 people there, and the Greymane is getting very low. Will be taken down. The Kerrigan is so low as well as the Karazim, and Kerrigan will be taken down there. So 1 for 1 here by both teams, but at the end of the day, Team Tinypool, and the Karazim was taken down there at the end eventually. So yeah, this is gonna be a curse here, a quick curse for Cargocold. And the gank here on the Muradin, he's dropping very low there. The slide was used, the Wolf War used there, and he's dropping very low, but he does have the Dwarf Toss, and I think he will be able to just barely escape. Yeah, he will be able to escape, but can the counter engagement happen there? Nope.
There's also loads of time going on for them chasing a Muradin, not getting a kill, where they could have been pushing and grabbing XP during the curse. It seems like they engage in the middle lane. Uther in a bunch of trouble. A great stun by Muradin, and the Wolf is on him. They finish him with that cocktail.
Yeah, and what you mentioned before that is something very important. During a curse, the minions have 1 hit point, which means that they simply vaporize immediately. You know, you sneeze at them and they die. And when they die, that means XP. By the way, we missed there a gank at the top lane on Li Ming there, but she was taken down there. So fantastic job by the Greymane and the Karazim, rotating on her and catching her.
Yeah, so it's not impossible for the team getting cursed to actually end up ahead in experience, unless the cursing team are able to rotate and grab those 1 health point minions.
Yeah, definitely. We do need to remember. Team Tinypool immediately gonna go for the boss there. They do have level 10. Both teams have level 10 there. ETC still hasn't picked his heroic. It's gonna be Mosh, obviously. I didn't really think he's gonna go to the stage dive, especially not versus who he's facing. But so we do have level 10 heroics here. We do have Mosh Pit, Sundering for the Thrall, Maelstrom for the Kerrigan, Divine Shield for the Uther, and Disintegrate for the Li Ming. On the other side here for Team Tinypool, we do have Go for the Throat there, so no mark for death on the Greymane. It makes sense he didn't go for the cocktail build. So we do have Go for the Throat on the Greymane, Wailing Arrow for the Sylvanas, Divine Form on the Karazim, Avatar for the Muradin, and Ultimate Evolution for the Avatar. And Team Tinypool immediately gonna go there and snag the bottom boss there from Cargocold.
Yeah, it's just Thrall there doing a bit of poke, nothing dangerous. They knew the rest of the team was in the top lane taking care of the other boss. They took Alvaro, so a good call from Team Tinypool here.
Yeah, and this boss is gonna go straight to the front wall of the bottom keep there, which is something that Cargocold definitely needs to address. They need to be very careful. It's still a very early boss, but they do have Sylvanas on the side of Team Tinypool. And as we know on this map, if you free up the top or bottom lane, all of a sudden the boss becomes your secondary win condition, a part of course, you know, or not secondary, but it becomes an additional win condition, a part of course, wiping the enemy team or having a curse or something like that. So definitely something to keep in mind there. Oh, and a nice thundering by Thra, but not enough follow-up there. The ETC is dropping very, very low. He does get a Divine Shield there, but still no Mosh potential. And the Mosh will hit 3 people there. Nice Mosh by the scene. The Stormbolt from the Mutant was already used there. And 1 kill will give the Leeming the reset, and another kill should happen. Oh no, and the Leeming will be taken down as well as the ETC there. It actually started fantastic for Carvisjocker there. The ETC was a bit low. The Divine Shield was premature there. But now it's going to be a 3-for-1 in favor of Team Tinypool. Wow.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, 13 just hit for Team Tinypool. That pulled the fight over for them with healing static. And then I noticed none of them had the time to pick any of the talents. They were too focused on the fights, and that might have been a good one for us. A great engage from them.
Yeah, and it actually started in the favor of, it felt like from my point of view that it started kind of in favor of Carvisjocker. There was the little misplay there where ETC got a little bit too much damage, then he got the Divine Shield, and after he got the Divine Shield he decided, hey, I'm gonna just Mosh. And by the way, Uther is gonna be taken down here. Nowhere for him to escape. But back to my point, it felt like he got too much damage early game, and then he got the Divine Shield, and then he was, okay, wait, I had Divine Shield, let me just turn around now and Mosh. He kind of wasted it and eventually died. He got an amazing Mosh there. There was no interruption on him. By the way, the Thrall is getting caught. He's dropping very low there, and he will be taken down there. Fantastic job by Team Tinypool, collapsing on the Thrall. The ETC a little bit too happy with the frontal power slide there, getting a lot of damage, getting caught by the Stormbolt, and will be taken down there eventually by the double Greyman that we see here. Wow. Team Tinypool.
They really turned it up a notch with a really beautiful aggressive plays, but I think they might have got a little bit too far this time.
Yeah. So wow, the Greyman clone, by the way, does so much work in the last team fight with the boss. He managed to actually secure the kill of the Leeming, preventing him from actually getting value from resets, and now he managed to secure the kill on the ETC as well as the Thrall. So fantastic job by the Abathur player.
And actually, the Muradin didn't even go for the healing static. He went for the Thunderstrike for the more single target burst.
Okay. Interesting choice. I think I would have loved this Thunder Static, considering you have 3 melees, you know, on the side of Carvisjocker. You can expect them to stack up for you to get extra value, extra survivability, but you know what, he decided to go with the extra damage, but I feel like it would be a little bit harder for him to proc it, considering, again, as I mentioned, they are gonna stack up, so getting a single target Thunderclap maybe not gonna happen too often, but
no. But maybe they're aiming for those solo people ganking, but it's this late in the game, doesn't happen as much.
Yeah. Ooh, we do have here Sunder used defensively there. Will they actually choose to disengage, forcing a Sunder there? And they will disengage there, okay. However, we did have Go for the Throat taken out, so one heroic for another, of course. Evolution also been used, the copy has been used, but it is on a relatively short cooldown, less than a minute.
Yeah, and for this tribute, we do have the talent advantage and the positional advantage for Team Tinypool, and they will probably be able to curse their enemies now.
Ooh, just barely misses the chain lighting to stop the Sylvanas. But as it stands, that means that the first curse for Team Tinypool just happened now.
And it's 2 lanes, it's bot lane and the top lane pushing in on their own. Team Tinypool, and it's a great position to get down a keep or putting themselves ahead.
Yeah, definitely, and they do have the talent lead.
Yeah, and also for at the end of the curse, the bosses are going to be up, so it's going to be possible for them to get their own boss after this fight.
Yeah, definitely, and definitely something they have to keep in mind, especially if Abathur can push the top lane enough where the boss from the top lane will actually contest the keep there, or, you know, not contest, but take it down, or even just go straight to the core, because as you can see, there's a big minion wave at the top lane there, already hitting the keep. Ooh, and the Divine Shield will be used defensively on the Uther, and this is a disaster, because now you don't have a Divine Shield, not for your Thrall, not for your Kerrigan, and not for your ETC. So that's a big deal there, and a nice bait from Team Tinypool.
And so the curse ends.
Yeah, Greyman looked to be a bit out of position, but he managed to get away just slightly from that wolf from Thrall. And it was a great curse for Team Tinypool.
Yeah.
2 keeps down, and the last one at half health points.
And look at them, they're immediately going for the boss.
No, it's a good call. Will Cargo Cult, will they get it?
They are going for their boss, but I feel like I don't feel like this is what you want to do. I feel like what you want to do is go contest their boss, because their boss from the top lane is gonna go all the way to your core. What is this boss gonna do? What is this one's going to do? It's gonna go all the way to the bottom keep, and that's it.
Yeah.
And look at this.
This is a win condition for Team Tinypool.
Yeah, look at this. They are all at the top lane. They are looking to end the game here. They are looking to end the game. They don't care about the bottom boss, and they are making the right decision there.
You see really far forward.
Yeah,
he's a lot of damage. It's going in for a mosh pit here, and it's
ooh,
at least
fantastic mosh.
Interrupted. Great well and arrow interrupt, and people are just dying left and right here.
This should be game. I mean, Kerrigan's solo. She does get the Divine Shield, but she's already on the retreat, so a little bit too late on the Divine Shield there. Li Ming is very, very low. Thrall ATC, of course, already been taken down. So game number 1 here. Gonna go to Team Tinypool. Well played by them. Fantastic.
Yeah, well played, and I got a lot more value out of that Sylvanas pick than I thought we were going to get. And that's the usual. Whatever I try to put my critique on, it's usually what's going to do a lot of work in the game.
Yeah, I understand. Man, so let's just say they're gonna have an uphill battle here on the side of Cargo Cult.
I would prepare for your ceaseless battle.
All right, and on the left side. Yeah, on the left side we have Cargo Cult. So on the left side of the map we have Team Cargo Cult with Conferian on Thrall, Biba on Joanna, Felix on Zul, Hollando on Brightwing, and Gunboat on Li Ming.
And on the right side we have Team Tinypool with Moho on Sonya, Killswitch on Jaina, Crescenio on Rhaegar, Engar on Vala, and Trollbolt on Muradin.
Alright, and instead of what we were talking about, we do see that Azul is going to be solo laning against the Sonya. He can do a little bit of, it's a pretty even matchup because he doesn't, you know what, no, it's not even. Actually, Zul has a slight advantage here, but it really depends on the player's skill at this point. It's very close, but really depends on the player's skill. So we do have the Zul versus the Sonya at the bottom lane. We do have here 3 men on both sides in the top one, and Thrall against the Vala at the top lane. Not a fair matchup for the Vala player.
No, and it's always the one you mentioned with the Zul and the Sonya. It's a lot about the mechanical skill to be able to dodge those skill shots and everything. But it seems like Rhaegar is instead moving down to the bot lane to take care of those skeletons.
Yeah, interesting decision there. Why did they kind of leave the Sonya there to go to the mid lane? She can get the sustain even from the skeletons. The thing is, Zul can like kind of poke her a little bit, plus he clears the waves a lot faster than the Sonya. So, ooh, and we do have the Vala kill here at the top lane. We kind of missed it out between the Thrall and the Vala. The skirmish, as I mentioned, not fair for the Vala player, and immediately Thrall punishes her.
Yeah, Vala got a little bit too greedy there. She managed to put a lot of damage onto Thrall, but moved a little bit too far forward and got hit by a wolf, and then the Wind Fury ended her pretty quickly.
Guardians, do not let these mortals approach them.
So the first temple shrine, temple phase has started here, and as we can see, Team Tinypool are going to be controlling the middle phase here, and Cargo Cult are going to control the top one. So all in all, very even. Doesn't seem like any of the team is trying to contest the other one's temple, although maybe Team Tinypool having 4 men rotating here to the top, trying to put a little bit of pressure here on the temple phase, but they need to be careful because on the side of Cargo Cult they are 5 men, so this is a 5 versus 4 situation. They have left nobody soaking in the bottom lane on either side.
Yeah, it's an interesting decision, and it's a dangerous one at that as well. Wouldn't it have been better to maybe go and soak the experience in the bot lane, or put some pressure on the wall there to prepare for the next temple phase? But maybe they were afraid for losing the whole of the fort, but they nearly did anyway.
Yeah, definitely. I have to agree, but I can understand why they did what they did. First, you have the fort, and second of all, if you can stall them enough or make them scared, you know, force them kind of out of the temple, you can then wait until your Sonya finishes the middle temple and get her to help you, and all of a sudden you're in a 5v5 situation on a temple that still has shots on it. So you can be a little bit greedy. I can understand them, and especially as I mentioned and as you mentioned, you have the temple, the fort to keep in mind. So I can kind of get behind their decision to play a little bit greedy there and try to get the top temple as well.
Yeah.
So we do see that they are on top of their camps. The Sonya did go and immediately took the giants, which is what you want to do. What needs to happen right now is to wait for about the 4 minutes mark and then start doing the top mercenary camp that we can see right here. Yeah. So we do see that the Vala and the Rhaegar started it up in a very, very timely manner.
Yeah, and there's an extremely uninteresting fight going on between Muradin and the Thrall in the top lane as well.
Yeah, Thrall is trying to snipe this fort. Look at him, he's just trying his best to snipe it, and the next chain lightning should be able to take it down there. He needs to be very careful because rotation can happen. There are two members. Oh no, the Vala left, the Rhaegar left. I'm kind of surprised they didn't try to rotate aggressively on the Thrall there, kind of punish him for his greed. But his greed went unpunished, and the fort was taken down.
It's level 7 on both sides, and it's no structural lead by either teams here in the bottom lane. So this shrine fight should be pretty even.
Yeah, but they do need to be a little bit careful here on the side of Team Tinypool because Rhaegar has only now joined the fight. The Vala is dropping very, very low there, and she's in an awkward position. Will be caught by the Thrall and be taken down there immediately. So nice job there by Cargo Cult, and the Jaina also very low, but she should be able to escape there. Ooh, the Li Ming, she is getting caught by the Stormbolt of the Muradin. A nice job there. It's gonna be a 2-for-1 there with the kill of the Thrall there that happened earlier. Then the Joanna is dropping very low, but she does have her iron skin, which will provide her with unstoppable and with the shield to escape.
Yeah, what looked like a really bad fight for Team Tinypool, and they managed to turn it around, do a 2-for-1 and grab the whole of the temple.
Yeah,
it's really good. They also got their Bruiser camp pushing in the top lane while this is going on, so it's really a win-win situation for Team Tinypool.
Yeah, definitely, and this will allow them to actually hit level 10 in a decent amount of time before Cargo Cult, and we'll see if they can actually make something happen. They won't have the biggest window of time, but they should have about 30, maybe 40 seconds where they will have their heroics, and Cargo Cult won't have. And we'll see if they can actually make something happen in that time span.
Yeah, we also see the Hurricane on the Sonya now on the level 4. It's, you know, getting more popular since her latest rework, when they changed a lot of her talents. Going for a more sustain with the Whirlwind, to be in their face, never dying, just spinning to win, and I think it's a good decision.
Yeah, and by the way, Li Ming went with dominance on level 4 there, so a little bit of extra sustain for her if she can manage to get the reset done. And I'm not surprised, they do have the Brightwing as the healer, and there's a lot of damage on the side of Team Tinypool, so I'm not really surprised to see dominance on her. Ooh, and a lot of damage. Oh! Oh. Yeah, sorry.
Just an invasion that went horribly wrong. They went in with 3 people to try to invade the camp, not knowing that Team Tinypool had 3 more heroes just rotating down, and they ended up in a terrible position.
Wow, that was just a little bit of greed on the side of Cargo Cult there. Oh, and now why Cargo Cult? Why gonna go there? Ooh, what? Emerald Wind almost managing to steal the boss there, and instead gonna be an extra 2 kills there for Team Tinypool. I'm really surprised. Why did they even go there? You already lost 2 members. What did you expect to make happen at that point?
Yeah, generally doing one of those boss steals, you don't do it without Gust or without Ethereal with Holy Ground, and they had neither, and they were 3 versus 5. I have no idea.
Yeah, I guess
so
they
now-
tried the Emerald Win to get it with the Emerald Win, but it's just not enough. Unless you're already starting pushing them from when they are at the edges. So
Yeah, and Brightwing died somewhere. No.
yeah, I also missed
Or
the
was-
Brightwing kill.
No, that was just on my screen.
Oh,
She's
what?
Alive and well.
Yeah, I
So,
also
yeah.
got the message.
And no Thrall
Thrall.
died, so...
What?
Okay.
I guess they're just dying.
Yeah, we'll have to focus on what we can see and not what it tells us, I suppose.
Ha. Yeah, well, I guess we discovered a bug. Never seen that happen before.
Yeah,
Well,
Sonya's
Thrall,
spinning out.
what are you doing here, Thrall? You're supposed to be dead.
Yeah, and Sonya's spinning out just in the nick of time. And the structural lead now for Team Tiny Pool is kind of extreme. It's 5-4 to 3. And every shot from now on is going to go onto the keeps.
Oh, Cargo Cult are positioned very aggressively, but they don't have the level 13 talent. They need to be very, very careful here. But we do see the Team Tiny Pool are rotating to the top. They're not trying to capitalize on the fact that they have the level 13 advantage. Not trying to invade camps on the side of Cargo Cult, not trying to be too aggressive. Kind of surprised. It will always surprise me, I guess, when I see lack of aggressiveness from team when they have the advantage.
Yeah. It's like you really should. You really have to. It's the time for you to be aggressive, and when you're close to hitting the next talent tier, that's the time for the other team to be aggressive. That's how it should work. And
yeah, when you want to fight whenever you have an advantage, and sometimes playing. Oh my god, what are they doing? Are they gonna try and sneak in a keep there? They're gonna get flanked very hard. They still have the level 13 advantage, but there is a Brightwing and a Johanna coming from the back, together with a Liming and a Zul coming from the front there. But they're not gonna go for the flank. Cargo Call, it seems. Okay.
A bit weird call to go for the tower there. They didn't have any minion wave to back them up, and any push without minion waves or Sylvanas generally doesn't do that much for the time spent doing it.
Yeah,
So-
and I'm surprised that Cargo Call didn't try to capitalize on it. I mean, I can see why. They didn't have the level 13, it was very scary, but they did have the potential for the biggest flank I've seen in a while. They had the Johanna coming from the back. They could have had their damage dealers at the front there next to the keep to prevent, you know, Team Tiny Pool from actually diving them. So they were safe in that sense. And all of a sudden you have a Johanna coming from the back with a flank with Blessed Shield, you know, Condemn. Had a lot of potential there for some very nice moments, but instead they decided to play very, very safe there. But yeah, they're still 2 levels behind, so...
Yeah, it's a slow engagement going on here, and the Meridian this time did go for a healing static, so a bit more sustain on him this time. Some globes and arcane orbs going out from Liming, and a great Sunder from Thrall, and it try to isolate the Vala. The Ancestral does not hit.
And the Thrall will be taken down as well there. The cleanse, by the way, on the Vala saved her from the Spirit Claw at the beginning there. She was taken down eventually together with the Thrall there. So 1-for-1 exchange. The Sonya is dropping low together with the Li Ming. But does she have enough sustain there to actually continue the push? And yes, she does. The Zul is there taken down. The Ancestral will connect on her, which will top her off there. The Muting is in the front chasing the Li Ming. The Stormwall does connect on her. She does get a slow... from the Muradin, but I don't think he can secure the kill on her, but instead the Johanna that was at the back there will be taken down, as well as the Brightwing from the Rhaegar and the Jaina. So a 4-for-1 in favor of Team Tiny Pool.
Yeah, and
wow.
This feels like a typical fight that was really close, but the level advantage and the talent advantage on Team Tiny Pool finally pushed it in their favor, and they were able to clean up the rest of Cargo Cult there.
Yeah, the fight actually started kinda... they started in favor of Cargo Cult, not only because they got the quick kill on the Vala, but also because at the top lane, as I showed the viewers earlier, there was a camp pushing, so stalling was kind of fine because no team actually went for the temple there. So stalling was in favor of Cargo Cult. They had a camp pushing at the top lane. But, you know, as it stands, eventually Team Tiny Pool turned around the fight and managed to get 4 kills for the single death of Vala. Value. Worth.
And they also got heavy impact on the Muradin. That's such an annoying talent to play against. That's just the one extra stun that you can't even bear yourself to think about that they have. And it's always great to secure kills and interrupting casting.
Yep. Muradin playing a little bit aggressive, does catch the Brightwing with the Stormbolt, but no follow-up whatsoever. And they will look to just go back. They are still at an advantage. They have the level 16 advantage. They're still kind of far away from level 20, so I wouldn't be surprised if they will try to go and be more aggressive. You know what I would love? I would love them to try and get the boss done before Cargo Cult actually get their level 16. I feel like Team Tiny Pool plays a little bit too passive to my liking. They have advantages, and you can definitely control the map much better. Use your advantage to the max potential. They are trying to go for some ambush tactics here on the top camp, but of course, but no way to actually get Cargo Cult there and punish them.
Well, maybe since the games last night where the turnarounds were every other minute, they decided to, yeah, let's not give them even a chance in hell to turn around on us this time. We'll play super passively and just, you know, stay in a good position, stay ahead, and let the map do the work for us.
All right, I can get behind that gameplay if you're equal on talent. Like now, for example, both of them have 16 talents. Team Tiny Pool, play it passively. It's completely fine. Get your level 20. It's a long way, but you can do it. And it's completely fine. But when you have a talent advantage, I feel like you do want to be aggressive, because you do want to fight when you, and I'm gonna say it again and again, you do want to fight when you have an advantage, because that's your best shot at winning. More so if you're levels ahead, like, or talents ahead, right?
Yeah.
So,
but they're so far structurally ahead too. So
that's also true.
There's not even a risk of losing, even if they get the boss. So
that's actually a fantastic point, especially considering they took down the bottom keep. So there's constant pressure on the bottom lane.
Johanna dropping the blessed chill onto Sonya, and the Sunrun goes down. Val in a bad position to manage to take them Brightwing and Thrall. And Soul also goes down, and Leming is in a bad position. Do the Sonya have the possibility to go for a spear? She just goes for a spear and a slam. She's still alive though.
She is alive, but she should be taken down there with the Rhaegar, with the Wolf. The totem does miss, but I don't think she can escape, and not with 200 people, not with Muradin. Muradin, look at him, he has blood in his eyes, he's just waiting to jump there and connect the Stormbolt. And the Blizzard will slow her, and she will actually manage to escape there to safety. Wow, but this should be game actually. They do have the Sonya, they do have Wrath of the Berserker there. Well, it's actually on cooldown, but they do have the Sonya, they do have the Vala, so they have a lot of auto attack, which means a lot of damage done on the core, and that's it. Game number 2 here, similar to game number 1, goes to Team Tiny Pool, which won in a very impressive way. Congratulations to you guys.
Yeah, congratulations. It's like in the first map, it was more even in the start of the game, and then they get, you know, a clean kill on Team Cargo Cult and managed to pretty much preserve the lead from there to the end of the game. Yeah,
so fantastic game number 2, fantastic best of 3. I mean, it was a lot more even compared to the first games that we got to cast today. A lot more even, but still, Team Tiny Pool, they kind of, again, it was about the same thing. They managed to get their heroic, and since that point, they kind of slowly but surely, you know, as you mentioned, passively get the lead, get more and more ahead, and eventually, as we saw, won the game. So congratulations to them. And you know what, maybe I can actually get interview. Maybe I can actually get a quick interview with him, because I'm hell is curious as to why they're called Team Tiny Pool.
Yeah, it's question number 1.
Oh, for sure, for me, for sure. Alright, so let's move to Lounge 1 and wait for Krishno, I believe. he will come and join us for the winners interview. All right, so we're just waiting here for Team Tinypool to come and join us.
Hello.
Hello. Congratulations on your victory on Cargo Cult. Wow. Was two fantastic games. By the way, with me is, do you want to introduce yourself for the viewers?
I'm Christian, the support player and captain of Team Tinypool.
The super player, okay.
Support, not super.
All right. So, okay, first I have to again, first of all, congratulations on the victory. There were fantastic games to watch. But I have a question that's been in my mind since the beginning, since before the casting itself, as Carvisjocker can attest to. Why are you called Team Tinypool? I have to know. It drives me crazy.
Because we were a free agent team, and on our first game we had the name Free Agent Team 13, I think.
Okay.
And we were really struggling in the draft because we didn't really know like who to play who, and we were like, I think that our hero pool was actually really tiny. So we got this name. Our mage player Killswitch came up with it and really like it.
Okay, awesome. Carvis, do you have any questions for Krishna?
I get a little bit. I'm happy to be right about the name at least. But during game 1, you decided to pick the Abathur as the first pick, and that's kind of aggressive. It's something you've been practicing.
Not really, but we kind of knew our enemy. The opponent team, and we know that they really like picking Abathur, and we have an Abathur player ourselves, so it was kind of a counter pick. Like we had first pick, we had the chance to do it, and it worked really well.
Oh, interesting. And it was also in the same game. You decided to pretty much instantly give up the first 3 tributes. You didn't even delay that much until the tribute where you took down a fort. Were you going into the game knowing that, yeah, the first 3 we're going to curse ourselves pretty much?
Well, with Abathur, it's really hard to contest, and that's why we picked the Sylvanas. So if there's a tribute, then we can rotate to the other side of the map and get some value from Sylvanas. Get the XP, and only take fights when we have the Abathur ult, and we are 5 versus 5 bodies.
All right.
Yeah.
So maybe you can. In both games, there was a very similar theme that was going on, where you guys were kind of even versus Cargo Cult up until level 10, and from level 10 onwards, you kind of managed to get in the lead very, very passively throughout the game until, of course, you won. Maybe you can tell us about why. I mean, it felt like you guys played very, very passively throughout the game. You got to level 10, you got the lead, but you still played very, very passive, despite the fact that at numerous points in the game, in both games, at numerous points, you guys had an advantage, and you didn't actually. Well, it didn't feel like you used that as you should have. Like, you didn't start team fights, you didn't try to invade camps aggressively, you didn't try to take a boss. It felt like, unless Cargo Cult threw themselves on you, you didn't really do anything as a follow-up.
We just wanted to snowball with our leads, and we didn't want to take fights that can throw us the game. This kind of happened a lot in our earlier rounds. And actually that was our first win, because we kind of threw like all of our series. So we just wanted to play safe here and only take fights that when we were a talent ahead, but like really safe fights. Not like the bosses are always if we get vibe there, that's the win condition if you're ahead. So we just didn't want to take those risks.
So what you're saying is that you guys are not very comfortable in your team fight potential. Like you're still not there where you're like 100% comfortable with team fights.
Well, I wouldn't say that. We were kind of comfortable with our draft, and we knew that we can win with these fights. We just made the safe calls.
Okay, fine enough. Anything you want to ask them, Carvis?
No, I think we pretty much went through my questionnaire here. So just congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you for casting the games. It's really awesome.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us. It was fun, and again, congratulations on your 2-0 victory. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
See you guys.
See you. Bye bye.
See you.
All right. And with that being said, the stream has come to an end, guys. Tomorrow we are gonna have 2 more games, starting at 8 p.m. CEST. Central European Standard Time. There's 2 games between Fat12 and Faust, and followed by another game at 9 p.m. between Felon Fuse and WNAGN. WNAGN. All in caps lock. Not sure if it stands for something or just WNAGN. So I was Heartless. With me was Carvisjocker, guys. It's been a pleasure. Carvis, anything you want to say to the viewers?
No, just thanks for watching, and hope you tune in for tomorrow's cast, and also check out the tournaments going on for Heroes Launch this weekend on Saturday. You can find it on Battlefly or through the Discord, which you can find in the Twitch description. So thank you.
All right, guys. So thank you very much for watching. Thank you for tuning in. And again, tomorrow, if you want, there are more games of Hero Launch, and at the weekend we're gonna have the mid-season tournament. So hope to see you guys then. Bye bye.